Martin Luther King was a friend of Stax Records. Al Bell, again, who he had actually been one of the main right-hand men of Martin Luther King in the civil rights movement. Dr. King would come by the Stax studios on whenever he was in the area and say hi to Al, and we'd see him in the hallway or something, and he didn't know me by name, hey, Terry, or anything like that, but he had seen my face a bit around. So one day, it was April the 3rd, 1968, Al called me at home. I had just gotten my first ever new car. And Al called up and said, "You know that new car you got?" And I said, "Yeah, what?" He said, "Well, would you mind taking it to the airport? Doc's coming in, and he's got a whole bunch of people with him and their bags and stuff, and I'm rounding up some Stax people to go pick him up." So I had a session that I was supposed to go to, and I was going to pick up people at the airport anyway that day, a little later. So I said, "Okay, sure." And I grabbed my camera on the way out the door. Went to the airport. At that time, you could park right in front where you went through loading and unloading for baggage, or get off and on, departures, arrivals. You could park right there. No security, anything. So I just parked right there, went in, took my camera with me, and pretty soon here came Dr. King down the hallway with Jesse Jackson, Ralph Abernathy, a whole bunch of people. Ernest C. Withers was there too, if you know who he was. He was the civil rights photographer for Dr. King. But so I saw them coming, and I thought, well, what the heck? So I just got my camera out and I started taking photographs. And I literally had it as close as this microphone is to my face, to Dr. King's face, a couple of times. And the news media came up, and they're all standing around. I took 13 photographs. Then he didn't get in my car, the great man himself. I think some bags and one guy, I don't know who he was, got in my car, drove to the Lorraine Motel, let everybody off.
Oh, no.
Then I drove back to the airport, and I got my guys for my session, drove to Ardent on National, started my session, and I was telling them, well, when we're through later today, I think it was a band from Missouri, Frank and something, anyway, I told them, well, I'm going to go down to there later today and tomorrow morning, and see what's going on down at the Lorraine Motel. The next morning, we got the call that he had been shot and killed, so I never got to go back. I hid the pictures away for about 40 years, and then finally, when I started doing the photography exhibits, galleries, and museums, I brought them out for the first time and let people see them.